Many young people lack a sense of directions on careers to follow after college. What advice would you give to young people who are trying to choose their path in life?
Yeah, it's also a hard question, and uh, unfortunately, there's no like easy solution. And I would like to say that do this, this, and this, 1, 2, 3. that's that's gonna decide where you're gonna be, what you want to do. I mean, one thing that everyone says about it's to be passionate about something that you really like. Can be anything, can be science, art, mathematics, engineering, I don't know, theater. Um, but I think that's really important. Be passionate about something and enjoying what you do. Uh, Besides that, it's really important to also realize that just work or your passion is not the only thing in life, because you have to also remember about family, friends, and uh, taking breaks, because otherwise you kind of overwhelm yourself and just put a lot of burden on yourself, which would not be helpful. And maybe to see this kind of, to look for this type of balance, something that you really enjoy, but also something that wouldn't drag you to work on it 24/7. And also another thing I would say, which may be also not discussed, that really important to it's hard to formulate, but I will try. Kind of, in a way, put your soul into the thing that you really like, that you really enjoy. Because the logic is one thing, you know exact direction and what to do, but some emotional touch also something else. It depends, of course, on the area that you work. Obviously, it's very, very important in arts and theater. But sometimes I think in more technical fields like science and math, it's also important, because in a way it's opens the door to imagination, to some imaginative things that we kind of suppress our thinking when we purely logical. Yeah.
Yeah. And for all the teenagers out there, for what you know right now about cell health, what would you tell your 16-year-old self to do more of or to do less of for better cell health?
Self-health.
Yeah, cell health.
Good question. What would I say? Let me remember myself at 16 years old, what I was doing. I would say, yeah, probably should have spent a lot more times with my friends, I would say, and in general, like doing a lot more activities, because that was the time of intense studying,
Yeah.
taking exams and college, and I would say more balance to my life, not just studying and worrying about exams and passing exams, getting into the college, but also taking breaks and enjoying time with family and friends more than I did before. I think it's also even now it applies sometimes, because in my case, and maybe some other people can relate, sometimes you put work at first, which is not good, I think, because sometimes you need to put family and friends and breaks at first, because necessary breaks are important. Not just important, they are really determine the mind and your self-awareness and even your happiness later on when you do your work.
Yeah. And with all the experiences you've had so far, can you share some life principles that have emerged?
Some life principles. Yeah, of course. I think one thing that I wouldn't say that I learned, I kind of suspected it all the time, but one thing is to suspect and know about it, and the other thing is to actually use it or use it more. I think the important thing in science also and in general, it's be really kind to everyone and kindful and respectful and appreciative and so really this things is important because only using kindness and love and positive feelings and emotions, you can actually help other people who may struggle or may find some unsolved problems. Only this way you can help them, and also yourself, because sometimes yourself you cannot realize that you're in some tough situation and you put your pressure on yourself. But opening up your heart in that way and bringing more like positive emotions, feelings, and being more calm, doing more meditation in a way. It helps first yourself, and then you can take that positive emotion and help others with that.
Yeah. So I would like to end the interview by expressing my gratitude to you for taking the time and sharing your life story and research focus with all of us. And I wish you all the best in your research work. And yeah.
Thanks so much, Bron. Yeah, it's been a great time. I really enjoyed talking to you and answering your questions, and it's a great time. Thank you so much for inviting.